Ever wondered how a moth gave birth to one of tech's most famous terms? Or how a wooden box with a cord started a revolution in how we click? Hold on, because 10 mystery tech stories are about to unravel your digital world. Your phone, your laptop, the websites you visit, they all have stories. But a lot of what we know about them is just the surface level. The real stories, the origin stories, are often way weirder, more accidental, and frankly more interesting than the myths. It's like finding an Easter egg in the code of history. We take so much for granted. A 404 error is just an annoyance. A CAPTCHA is just a roadblock. But what if I told you that behind these everyday digital experiences are tales of literal bugs, landmark inventions that look nothing like they do today, and even a secret mission you're a part of every time you prove you're not a robot? Today, we're going on a deep dive. We're peeling back the layers on 10 of these tech mysteries. We'll go from the very first computer bug to the world's most expensive phone number, and even touch on how a children's song conquered YouTube. Each story is a piece of a larger puzzle, showing how innovation isn't always a straight line. It's messy, it's full of happy accidents, and it's what makes the world of tech so compelling. Let's get into it. Fact 1. Let's start with a term we all use, a bug. When your app crashes or your game glitches, you say it has a bug. The story goes back to 1947 with the Harvard Mark II computer, a massive, room-sized machine. On September 9th, operators, including Grace Hopper, found the culprit, a literal moth. It was blocking the circuit, causing the system to malfunction. They removed the insect and taped it into the logbook, writing, "First actual case of bug being found." The term stuck, and any unexplained problem in a computer system became known as a bug. We went from a physical insect causing a problem to a whole system of error codes. And that brings us to probably the most famous error of them all. It's a digital dead end that everyone who has ever used the internet has run into. I'm talking, of course, about the infamous 404 error. Fact 2. The 404 error, not found. We've all seen it. A popular myth says it comes from CERN's room 404, where technicians would search for missing files. But it's false. There was no room 404 at CERN for this purpose. The number is part of the standardized HTTP status code system. The 4 signifies a client-side error, and 04 is the specific code for not found. These codes were developed to create a universal language for browsers and servers. A 200 code means OK, a 301 means moved permanently, and a 500 means server error. The 404 is about creating order in the chaos of the early internet. While the CERN story is compelling, the reality is a testament to the foresight of early internet pioneers. They needed a clear, logical system for things to work at scale. It's a classic case of a simple truth being replaced by a compelling myth. Speaking of physical things, let's talk about the first ever computer mouse. Before the mouse, interacting with a computer was a clunky, text-based affair. In 1964, Douglas Engelbart and Bill English created a revolutionary device. Their first prototype was a small, carved-out wooden block with a single red button. Inside were 2 wheels that tracked movement, translating it into cursor movement on the screen. This device was first demonstrated in 1968 at the mother of all demos. The mouse unlocked a new graphical way of interacting with computers. It laid the foundation for every graphical user interface that followed. The core idea, a physical object to control a digital pointer, remains unchanged. But Engelbart's demo also showcased another piece of future tech video conferencing. Fact 4. In the early 1990s, at the University of Cambridge, there was a problem. The only coffee pot was in a separate area, often found empty. In 1991, researchers pointed a camera at the pot, connecting it to the network. It took pictures a few times a minute, showing if the pot was full or empty. In 1993, it was connected to the internet, becoming the world's first webcam live stream. It ran for 10 years, covered by major news outlets. The Trojan Room coffee pot was a proof of concept for sharing a live view over the internet. It was a precursor to security cameras, Twitch streaming, and video calls. The idea of being alerted at a specific time goes back to another fundamental piece of tech, the alarm clock. The first alarm clock was a lot less flexible than you might think. Fact 5. We all have a love-hate relationship with our alarm clocks. Imagine an alarm clock that could only be set for one specific time. That was the reality of the first personal alarm clock, invented in 1787 by Levi Hutchins. He needed to wake up before sunrise for his job. He built a clock that rang a bell at 4 a.m. every day. It worked perfectly for his needs, but wasn't intended as a commercial product. It wasn't until 1847 that an adjustable mechanical alarm clock was patented. Levi's invention was a personal solution to a personal problem. Today, our alarms are infinitely customizable. But think about the most persistent alarms in our culture, the viral earworms. And there is no song more emblematic of that phenomenon than one about a family of sharks. Let's talk about Baby Shark Dance. Fact 6. Baby Shark Dance is one of the most powerful forces in modern internet history. It is the single most viewed video on YouTube, with over 14 billion views. The video was uploaded in 2016 by Pinkfong, a South Korean children's entertainment brand. It's a simple animation set to a catchy tune, creating a perfect storm. It went viral among children and their parents. It became a global cultural phenomenon with dance challenges, merchandise, and a TV show. The song's dominance is a testament to YouTube's algorithm and the power of a good earworm. It's the ultimate example of content created for a niche audience achieving global saturation. It represents a specific kind of internet fame based on repetition. It's the digital equivalent of the Levi Hutchins alarm clock. But naming things in the tech world can be a surprisingly weird process. Companies often have names with bizarre origins. Take, for example, Yahoo. Let's explore Yahoo's bizarre backronym. Fact 7. Yahoo screams early, chaotic internet. The founders, Jerry Yang and David Filo, chose the name because they liked the dictionary definition of a Yahoo. But they also came up with a backronym, yet another hierarchical officious oracle. Hierarchical referred to their directory structure, officious to office workers using their guide, and oracle to a source of truth. It was a self-deprecating joke and a technical phrase. This naming convention was common in early computing, a nod to hacker culture. It shows a playfulness not seen in today's corporate names. But not every tech giant started with a quirky name they stuck with. Amazon was almost called Cadabra. Fact 8. Amazon is synonymous with online shopping and vast selection. Jeff Bezos chose the name Amazon for its alphabetical advantage and scale, but his first choice was Cadabra, as in abracadabra. The idea was that shopping would be like magic. However, the name was misheard as cadaver, leading to a branding issue. Bezos and his then-wife brainstormed new names, eventually landing on Amazon. The switch was a smart move, highlighting how a single word can change brand perception. Speaking of perception and value, let's talk about numbers. Not just any numbers, but a phone number that sold for millions. In 2006, a phone number in Qatar sold for $2.7 million. Let's explore why. Fact 9. What's in a phone number? For some, it's a powerful status symbol. In 2006, Qatar's telecom company auctioned special mobile numbers. The highlight was the number 666, 6,666, considered lucky in many cultures. The bidding was intense, and it sold for $2.7 million. It's a status symbol, a marketing tool, and an investment. These numbers are valuable because they're easy to remember. But ironically, some online tasks are designed to be easy for humans but difficult for computers. I'm talking about CAPTCHAs. Every time you click on a traffic light or type wavy text, you're not just proving you're human, you're also working for free. Let's explore how you're secretly training AI. Fact 10. We've all been there, stopped by a CAPTCHA. Its purpose is to let humans in and keep bots out. The first versions were simple distorted text. In 2009, Google acquired reCAPTCHA, using it to digitize books. With reCAPTCHA, users were presented with two words. One was a control word, the other a scanned, unknown word. You were helping Google digitize books, one word at a time. Later, it evolved into image-based CAPTCHAs. You're helping train AI for Google's self-driving cars. You're a tiny, uncredited part of the machine learning ecosystem. From a moth in a relay to you, teaching an AI how to see. So there you have it, 10 stories that pull back the curtain on the tech we use every day. We've seen how a literal bug gave us a name for digital errors, how a coffee pot became a global celebrity, and how you, right now, are helping to build the future of artificial intelligence with every click. It's pretty clear that the history of technology is rarely a straight, predictable path. It's a messy, fascinating collection of accidents, clever hacks, weird names, and hidden helpers. These stories matter because they add a human layer to the cold, hard logic of our devices. They remind us that behind every error code, every interface, and every algorithm, there were people trying to solve a problem, make something cool, or just avoid a long walk for an empty coffee pot. Understanding these origins gives us a richer appreciation for the tools that have so profoundly shaped our world, connecting us to the pioneers who laid the groundwork for our digital lives. Tech's history is full of accidents, symbols, and hidden helpers. Which one surprised you most? Was it the wooden mouse, the $2.7 million phone number, or the truth about CAPTCHAs? Drop a comment, and let's keep uncovering the strange truth behind everyday tech. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the next story might just change how you see the devices you use every day.